Every person's brain has its own unique fingerprint. This is according to a new study which used an imaging technique known as diffusion MRI to map the brain's structural connections. While this uniqueness has long been suspected, the researchers have now shown that these distinct patterns can be used to identify a person with nearly perfect accuracy and can provide insight on the ways disease, the environment, and other factors affect the brain. The team led by Carnegie Mellon University and funded by the U.S. Army measured the local connectomes of 699 brains from 5 data sets. These are the point-by-point connections along all of the white matter pathways rather than the connections between the different regions. The researchers then used the data from the diffusion MRI and reconstructed it to calculate the distribution of water diffusion along the cerebral white matter's fibers. This revealed that these features act as unique fingerprints for each person. The team ran more than 17,000 identification tests and found that they could determine if 2 local connectomes came from the same person or not nearly 100% of the time. The most exciting part is that we can apply this new method to existing data and reveal new information that is already sitting there unexplored, said first author Fang-Cheng Ye, an assistant professor of neurological surgery at the University of Pittsburgh who completed the research as a postdoctoral fellow at CMU. The higher specificity allows us to reliably study how genetic and environmental factors shape the human brain over time, thereby opening a gate to understand how the human brain functions or dysfunctions. The researchers also discovered that this uniqueness even applies to identical twins. The scans reveal they only share roughly 12% of structural connectivity patterns, and this fingerprint changes over time at an average rate of 13% every 100 days. This confirms something that we've always assumed in neuroscience, that connectivity patterns in your brain are unique to you, said CMU's Timothy Versteinen, assistant professor of psychology. This means that many of your life experiences are somehow reflected in the connectivity of your brain. Thus we can start to look at how shared experiences, for example poverty or people who have the same pathological disease, are reflected in your brain connections, opening the door for potential new medical biomarkers for certain health concerns.